Dealing not only with COVID as a disease, but also loss of life, loss of colleagues, friends, and families, it all starts taking a toll on us. And many of us have had to pivot into roles that are way out of our comfort zones, but we had to do so in order to survive. Then there's the bombardment of news and social media, and sometimes we just want to turn off all that noise and return to our quiet lives before, as we knew it, before COVID came into our spaces. But in the meantime, how can we cope not only to survive, but also thrive in a time of uncertainty? My guest today is Dr. Angela Wilson, also known as the Mind Power Lady. She seems to think that we can thrive. So stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking to Dr. Angela Wilson.
You have a story that is unique, a story that needs to be heard, a story that people care about. So it can get them to stand up for what they believe in. It can inspire them to change. It can inspire them to take action. It can inspire them to care. Care enough to be the light to someone's darkness. Care enough to extend a helping hand to someone who's down and out. Care enough to call things the way they are and see them for what they could be. Your story can make a difference. Your story can save a life. Your story matters. One story changed the entire world. Your story could do the same. All you've got to do is own your story.
If you're just joining us, welcome to the conversation with Brigetti. I'm your host, Brigetti Limbanda from Cape Town in South Africa, and our stream is made possible by StreamYard and BeLive Media. A special warm welcome to you, the audience, whether you're watching us on Amazon Live, on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. This is an audience-centric show, so I am monitoring the comments. Do feel free to say hello, and if you have a question for our guest or a comment, please feel free to do so. If you are brand new and you've never watched the show before, please type new in the comments and we can give you a shout out. Dr. Angela Wilson is known as the Mind Power Lady. She's a leading authority on the largely inaccessible unconscious mind. Dr. Angela Wilson is the first person to connect consciousness with unconsciousness. She shares with us the secret of the unconscious mind worldwide as an inspirational speaker, a keynote presenter, a holistic coach, a therapist, and an award-winning energy master. But no one tells her story better than she does. So, with that, let's give a hearty warm welcome to Dr. Angela Wilson. Angela, welcome to the show. I am so glad that you were able to join us today, and I'm really, really looking forward to our conversation. But before we start, I've got a good couple of questions that I'd really, really like to ask you. But before we do that, can you tell us briefly what your story is, how you got to the point of tapping into your unconscious mind? All I know about it is that you started doing this at the age of 6 years old. Can you give us just a little bit of background?
Okay. It's my pleasure to be on your show and share the tips and the insight, and especially how we can not just survive from COVID-19, but thrive. And survive and thrive can be merged as one. Okay, so when most of us are living the fear, current fear, I share with you, I already face this situation since my birth. I was born unwanted. I was taken as an extra person in the family, and my mom tried to drown me to death at my birth. So every day I was living in the fear of death, uncertainty of future. This feeling is exactly like how most of us feel now. So at that time, I had the privilege, have two controversial lifestyle. Yeah, one on one hand, I was discriminated, being misused, being abused every day. But meanwhile, I had the privilege to follow my doctor parents in turn in their daily routine. So I saw the adult world. I saw the medical professionals, how they work, and also the stress inside them. I saw how rich, powerful, and suffer the same like the poor and the vulnerable. So that's time I start to think, what's the meaning for humans' life on Earth? And when I saw people dying, I was wondering when I'm going to die, how I'm going to die, where I'm heading to. Especially when I was at age 6, when one day my father took a notebook, started reading the destiny of all kids. When one of my sister was told she will have a miserable life after 40, and I look at her face looks like a hopeless, naive, innocent, just waiting to be slaughtered. And that actually made me angry. Made me angry. I was thinking, if that's my destiny, I will not even make any effort. I want every millions on earth, my life on earth is meaningful, is powerful, but not heading to miserable. So I looked back. My dad asked how to change destiny. My father said, nobody can change destiny. That was the awakening moment. My awakening moment when I was 6. Because I thought, if I cannot change my destiny, that means I maybe be discriminated, abused, misused, slaved every day the rest of my life. Definitely, I will not allow it to happen. Yeah. However, I remember when I was around 2.5, when one day my mother beat me so heavy, I told myself, as a little kid, I said, maybe it's a time I need to let her know I'm angry. If she continue, I will revenge. So as a little toddler, I'm looking back to her, directly in her eyes. I tell her, I'm angry. You stop it. You know what I saw? I saw, it irritated my mom, and I can saw her desire just won't kill me now. It's like how you challenge me. That's the moment I recognize I cannot have angry. I cannot have any negative emotion that can trigger external environment to working on me. This comes to COVID-19 when people fear drowned or fear negative news because they respond to the external world. So I learned not to do that when I was before 3 years old. That's basically short brief my story.
That's amazing that you were able to make that discovery at such a very, very um, young age. That is just amazing. Angela, I want to, one thing that I know for sure is that the pandemic has affected us, and sometimes we don't even know in which ways it has affected us, and we may have a really, really hard time figuring out just to what extent it may be limiting our thinking. All these external factors that's related to COVID. How can we bypass this mental block when we're facing such a unpredictable future, really?
Yeah, if you allow me to be open to share the depths, I would like to see this way. Most people have the mental block because COVID-19, because their life rely on external world. Yeah, we come to Earth and we actually should focus on ourselves. So we come here, we want to enjoy our life experience, and we want to make every minute on Earth countable. So when we live here, we have all the assets, invisible assets, carry with us. But if our life plan, our strategy is based on what's from the external world, that's not reliable. That's why we always can trapped into the situation being stuck, because external world is not controllable by us, controlled by those people who have the authority to make decisions, and controlled by natural disasters, controlled by ecosystem. So the only thing we can control is ourselves. However, if we do not focus on the only thing we can control, but try to stretch out to control other external, situation and people, things, we will lose control. That's the reason.
That's true, because very often we delegate um, control to external factors, as you rightly said, instead of taking control of our environment ourselves and taking responsibility for it. So, pivoting from there, I have seen it's been quite distressful for me seeing how people have broken off relationships with friends, with families, with co-workers, um, because people have developed so many strong opinions about the impact of COVID, how we should treat COVID, how we should treat the disease. And it adds to the stress that we're dealing with. We have, people have become terrible keyboard warriors when it comes to COVID. How can we empower ourselves to cope better um, in our business and in the way that we connect with other humans, despite the fact that we may feel overcome with fear?
Okay, fear comes from different angle. Okay, the deepest fear is from the unknown place. Actually, is the unused part of the mind, which is the unconscious mind. Is unused, but actually is hacked by the ecosystem. Yeah, that's the deepest fear. And then come to the surface level. Fear can be like if I connect with other people, I can easily connect with conveyed or caught up by conveyed. So first, we need to boost our immune system. We can boost our immune system from diet, nutrition, exercise, and working on the emotion. However, this is limited. You can see my background, the iceberg, 10% consciousness, the other 10% is subconsciousness, but this 20% together actually is dominated, controlled by the 80%, which is unconsciousness. And this unconsciousness actually working on our human body. So which means if we are not able to tap into the unconscious mind, we will always live in the fear to caught up by COVID-19. And how that works, first we want to understand one thing. Everything in our human body is energy. Albert Einstein said, there is no matter. Matter is just the energy with lower vibration, and we can sense it. Yeah? And so our consciousness, our subconsciousness are all energy. So if we try to working on our consciousness, that's limited, because our consciousness is determined by our limited believing system. And our subconsciousness, which is emotion, is dynamic. Emotion is dynamic, is energy. So if we try to just focus on these two parts, it's not enough. We have to be able to focus the whole body. Our body is a solid foundation, which is energy with lower vibration. So in order to take control of the unconscious mind, to not just survive, but to thrive, we have to go back to our physical body. Yeah, yes, we need to keep the distance with everyone around us. Like for example, like me, yeah, I do not go to any unnecessary physical conference or meetings unless it's very necessary. Yeah, that's one thing. And always have the mask. I when I was following my mother, who worked in the infectious disease department, as when I was a toddler, I already know put a mask. When going into the department, stay overnight with her. So it's important to keep a distance and not be affected by others. However, if we want to keep our business going, we cannot cut the connection with other people. The beauty of this COVID-19 period is we actually can go on internet. Yeah, maybe we never be used to use the internet, but now is the time to do that. So we can just make a call, just say hello, how are you? Even the time we want to be cared, we other people want to be cared too. It's a good time for you to say hello to relatives, to friends, or even someone you never know for 20 years. That's a new chance for you to build a new relationship, warm people's heart. Business is not just here to sell your stuff. Business is a human connection. COVID-19 gives us a very good excuse to say hello to each one. Yeah, if in the old time when we say, how are you, people saying, what do you want from me? Yeah, what do you want from me? But now when you say hello, you can just text a message, or use a mobile, and send a message on LinkedIn, your Facebook. You said, how are you? I hope you are safe. When you express your care to the world, you actually bring back the love, actually boost your immune system. I recognize that because COVID-19, people feel drowned, worry their future, and their immune system actually going down. But the very easy way to boost your immune system is stretching out. Yes, I said you need to focus yourself, going back, drawing back. But the best time and the best principle that you never need to stop is connect external world with your love, with your care, because that's power. That's powerful. And that can clear the fear. Does that make sense?
It absolutely makes sense. I've taken part in a community outreach program. And what we've done is literally call people from the white pages, people I don't know, and literally just called up people and said, it's COVID. We know people are under lockdown. How are you doing? And I start by saying, just to, don't worry, I'm not trying to sell you anything, and I'm really not trying to sell you anything. I'm calling to find out how you are doing. And it's been amazing how friendly people have, how people receive that, people willing to talk. They would tell me about, their situation. They would tell me, how they feel about being under lockdown. If anyone in their family has been affected or died, they would talk about that. But it was heartwarming to see how people welcomed that call. And some of the people that we reached were elderly people that were living by themselves, that may not otherwise have had that opportunity for human connection. So it absolutely is a good time to just pick up the phone and let people know, and just say, how can I help? How are you?
Yeah, that's right.
Without having an ulterior motive, just genuinely, how are you doing?
That's right. Especially if some of us worry the future of the business, worry the business is shutting down, or you lose the business. You know what you do? You just put your business aside and take out all your list, even the people you never know, never really contacted for years, but on your list, you call them, just to send them your love. And people's heart are warmed up for you. Because of you, they warmed up. They remember you. They have a better connection with you. And you can easily get business without a talking
Absolutely.
business, because you need to
With you,
care for people, because people looking for, we talk about the emotion, people want emotionally feel being cared, being loved. Maybe they fear they cannot, feel hard to motivate themselves because they worried in the future. I think there is a story talking about what is heaven, what is hell, right? What is heaven, what is hell? Okay, there is a dining table around the dining table, and everyone have a very long chopstick. Yeah, very long chopstick. So when they try to pick up food for themselves, they cannot, right? Because it's too long. But how to solve the problem? Yeah, they're hungry. That's hell. How they solve the problem? They use the chopstick to feed each other. That everyone is not starving. Everyone got the food. That's heaven. And when we feel we need love, call out and connect with other people, send your love to them. And when each one doing this, well, why we, what's, how that we have the fear for COVID-19? Because we are powerful and we are connected together as a oneness to support each other. And this can boost the immune system. Because when we feel loved, our temperature going high, our blood running faster, and the nutrition, and in our vasal artery, actually, can transport better, we can digest better. That's so important, to focus on human connection. Maybe we never learned that before. Yeah, yes, many business people, they think business is business, personal life is personal life. When they are in business, they want to talk about the business. But now is the time to merge our natural as a human being who need a human connection together. And for example, even you can even use this period to what? To rebuild your relationship with your beloved one, with your children, with your parents. Maybe before you were busy for business, travel, but now you are at home.
but more time.
That's right. Rather than just whinge to each other, or just focus yourself, have the trouble, or negative, talking negative to each other, because of commercial reason or finance reason, whatever. Why not focus on sit together, solve the unsolved issues before in the relationship? So build up a
Mm-hmm.
strong connection in the family. And then what happens when your mind, yeah, we talk about the mental block, yeah. And when we tune our mind into the love, we become more creative. Where the mental block come from? Mental block come from is frozen, and we don't know what to think, and think what is realistic. The people connect with you in daily life, your
Mm-hmm.
family, personal life. The people connected with your business, with your career, or maybe before you, if you are employed, and maybe before you have an argument with your boss or with your staff, talking to them, send love to them. That's the best time to merge the gap. That's the
Mm-hmm.
best time to solve the problem, relationship problem. That's the best time to shake hands. We need opportunity, and COVID-19 give us opportunity. How we can survive and thrive is focusing ourselves, being grounded, take care of our whole body. But meanwhile, we stretch out to take care of others' feelings. This is a good opportunity now.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And the longer that things go on, um, I see that people, you know, tend to start stressing a little bit more, because we got to one point where we thought, COVID's over. I was watching, how in the US, I work online with people all over, similar to you, and I watched with excitement how Australia opened up, the UK opened up, the US opened up, and then they started closing down again, because now we're seeing new variants popping up, and instead of opening up, we're closing down again, and that has a negative impact on our emotions again, because now we don't know what to do with all this uncertainty. It's causing more anxiety and fear, because we one day we're happy that we're opening up, and the next minute there's an announcement, no, this variant has popped up and we're closing right back down again. So it's like we seem to be on this yo-yo with our emotions and our anxiety, So how does one minimize the impact of such a terrible uncertainty?
We are spoiled. We are spoiled. Human being at this 21st century are spoiled. Looking back, couple hundreds ago, or 1,000 years ago, there no car, no airplane, and people have no chance to stress out. We are just spoiled. So what we need to do, we need to practice going back, drawing back, and maybe practice even imagine you are in the old time, 1,000 years ago, and living a very primal lifestyle, no airplane, no government take care of you, and you survive yourself. Then you will laugh, you will appreciate the situation we have in COVID-19. Does that make sense? Even we always want to wait.
Absolutely.
Even we want to always wait, situation getting better. I share with you. After this solved, new things will come. And in another interview, I was questioned. Some experts in the IT, they worry in the future they lose the job because in the future there'll be robot to take over the job, no need for so many humans. And we already see we use the internet, yeah. So if we are not able to adapt a new situation, then we can easily work out, dismiss. What we need to learn, we need to learn a skill, not being stubborn, not living in our own belief system. The reason I survived why most others cannot, I trained my brain since toddler. I recognize, only thing I have is my physical body. Yeah, controlled by the mind. And I call it the mind matrix, is a system. I cannot change anything outside anyone. But I can what? I can change my reality through what? Dominate my body system and my sense, how I see external world. That's it. So if we have the ability to working on ourselves and really master our own pieces and also access the multidimensional perception, we will see different picture of reality in life. Yes, if COVID-19 will continue 10 years, you know what to do. You can even imagine if COVID-19 never finish, because they can change the name. Now it's called COVID-19. Another time it's called a robot issue. Another time called a disaster issue. So practice how to survive. What if? But not just try to survive. Oh, I need the best condition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, that I can survive. If lose one, I cannot survive. No, we need to have a warrior spirit. Warrior spirit with love ability. That's how we can survive and thrive. When I say warrior spirit, it's a warrior spirit to be tough and strong inside yourself, but why be soft to outside world? We need to practice have the quality like a water. Water is soft, is powerful. Water change the shape according to the containers. Water looks like a sea when in the sea. Water like a river when in the river. Water like a bottle of water when in the bottle. Water is like a tub when in the tub. Practice this. This is the best time to really be open, not be stuck in our limited belief system. I have seen so many successful people. They said we are open. We don't need to limit our believing system. But what I recognize, they are open according to their believing system. If their believing system understand or want to accept, then they think I'm open. But beyond that, they cannot. That means what? Their belief system, their consciousness, their emotion are controlled by the unconscious mind. So I was in the position, have the privilege to practice any to survive in any situation. I practice
Yeah.
this. I even practice to be the homeless. Really. I was living on the street, when I was in 20, and this, to practice how to survive. I practice
It's
all,
it's
yeah.
it's amazing how, if one can just open yourself up to situations and not box yourself in, what we are capable of. We can totally move out of our comfort zones. And I must say, I have watched a lot of people pivot over the last couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
And some people have pivoted in amazing ways, and they've reached new heights of success, and they say, life couldn't have been better because this pivot was good for me. But other people find it really, really hard to pivot,
You know why?
because they have. Why do you think that is?
One reason is because they think if I uh, do, okay, put like this, from their experience, they think once I learn from the lesson, my experience, I think if I do this, I think this way, I'm safe. So once they get to a point, so they won't stay that comfort zone because they know that's a safe. Yeah, but this kind of situation only can make them survive when the out external world do not change. However, external world, the universe always change, and we don't know what might happen. Energy, universe is energy. Energy always is possible to change because we are not the controller of the ecosystem. Ecosystem have their own way to run, to manage the earth. So we have to practice ability to be stable, solid, have our principle, but meanwhile have the flexibility and the mind to tap into any situation to survive. We need to have a survival spirit. So how to do that? First, don't put your own judgmental, subjective judgment on any issue, any person, but observe, like I did in my childhood. Observe what's going on. People always ask me why you never hate your parents. I said because I was observing. I saw they are suffering. I saw why they did that to me. Because they have so much stress, they want to get rid of stress, but they have a fear to release the stress to their peers because they can easily get the trouble and put it in the prison in the old time. So they needed to release stress, they choose me. So I understand that. When you observe the external world, you understand people's behavior, and you easily forgive people, you easily detach from the suffering yourself. That's why I never caught up with child trauma. But most of us live at a different level of trauma the rest of the life. Yeah, and people are able to adapt to new situation because they actually seeking for new opportunity, which I am
Mm.
doing. Yeah, because what happens, I learn from childhood like this. Okay, I'm doing this. So what's my next step? I see what's going on, dynamic situation. Okay, then I change my strategy. So I always change my strategy according to the situation. Always,
Just
always. It's not about me. It's about how I want it and how I can fit in the situation, fit in the environment to survive, to thrive.
I think you raised very, very good points there. And one thing I want to ask you, because I know that this is something that you've been doing for a very, very long time now. Prior to COVID, we were concluding business deals on golf courses through dinners. A lot of deals were concluded through handshakes. Um, I used to love meeting people in coffee shops, for example. That was my jam, being able to sit down and have a cup of coffee with someone and talk things through. Um, but with COVID, we no longer can do these in person meetings or network events. But you're one of the people that shifted your business online back in 2014 already. How did you make the shift so easily, because for a lot of people they found it very stressful. When I talk to people, they're stressed out about having to or being forced to move their business online. What was it like for you moving your business online and still being able to work globally, really?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. My upbringing backgrounds. My parents always forced me to do the things they want, so I had no chance to be initiative. Yeah, so that's actually become a nature. I like to take initiative approach rather than being forced or pushed to make a final step, final decision, or when that's the last chance to make a decision. I don't want waiting that moment. So, you know, in 2013, I already fear that I think it's too much time wasting. You meeting people, okay, you need to make up, then you need to drive, then meet the person, coffee, then person says, oh yeah, I will come at 2 o'clock, then maybe arrive at 2:30 or 3 o'clock. They say, oh, don't worry, yeah, let's build up human connection and relax. Then people try to build a connection, then talking these climate, it's hot, or your clothes, then maybe 2 hours gone. Then when you drive back, I said, how productive I can be, especially where I live, not so many people. So I don't like that. I want to be efficient. I want to make every minute my life on earth are able to add value to my time when I leave the earth. Because I know I am a person like this. I don't want to come to earth, experience, and then one day die. I want every minute I do on earth, I'm able to generate my power. When I leave here, I know I can take something. Yeah, everything I earned here positively. So regardless of where I'm going to, I know I'm powerful and I'm ready for next journey. That's me. So I was thinking, okay, I need to shift online. Yeah. Then I tested so many different software because you need to pay a lot of money, go to different courses, test everything. Yeah, you basically need to burn money, but worth it. Yeah. Now you can see everyone is trying to get into the internet. I already go to next level. Can you see that? That's the reason. So always take initiative approach. So my whole life is like this. Now people worry about what happens if die and the relative die. You know what? I already prepared my will in my when I over 20 years ago. I already prepared the time every moment. If suddenly I die, I'm ready. Even now, if suddenly I die, I'm ready. I always in advance, and everything I'm doing now, I'm already prepared for next trip after finish on Earth. So when we are able to tap into multidimensional perception, we can see our Earth experience completely from different angle. But if we limited our mind, yeah, with just a naked eyes, with our belief system, we struggle because we cannot see the big picture. So if remember the story about the 5 blind men with elephant.
Mm.
So every blind man was so confident with what they understand about the elephant. One said the elephant like paw, the other one said no, like a snake, the other said no, like a fan. Yeah, the other said like a wall, or the other one said like a tree. But everyone was right based on their limited perception. But if they are able to have someone take them to touch the elephant, the whole elephant, have different angle of perception, they understand that they are wrong.
Mm.
Yeah? So human beings' life is the same. If we are able to activate multidimensional of perception of our mind power, we are able to immediately take over the control of the unconscious mind, and then we will no stress, no fear, no worries, no worry about anxiety, uncertainty from the medium, because we know we are powerful. We are solid, we are grounded. We know the power is within you, within us. We always talk about the power inside ourselves, where it come from the actually the multidimensional perception you can see from your naked eye at a higher level. That's the reason why I'm able to, basically enjoy this moment, although it's conveyed, but nothing connected with me. I share with you. I think it's last year, right? When people go to the supermarket and there's not so much food. People, even toilet
Right.
paper. Yeah, and
That was I still laugh about that. It's crazy.
you know that. I don't know how you grew up, but in my childhood, we don't have toilet paper like now, right? And then my granny told us, even in old time for ladies, you have a period. You don't have all this the luxury
Modern
thing.
convenience.
Yeah, you don't have that. And my granny told us how they survive. So my mind, when I saw what's going on, my mind immediately shifted to old time, shifting to the zone. I can survive. So I immediately tell in my mind in the zone to survive if I have no food for 10 days. And how, when I bought all the food in the fridge, I already started to build up a strategy. How to make my body be sustainable, to keep my body system running without destroying my immune system. We need to have, like a emergency, act. I already can shift
Have
my.
have a plan. Have a plan.
Yeah, and then we need to practice our mind to that zoom. When we say survival, it's not a survival to kill others, to do harm to others. It's we shifting our mind to the highest level of a different multidimensional angle. Then when we are able to do it, what happens to our vibration? Because everything is energy. Vibration go to the highest level, our immune system go up. And then we are secured. Why should we worry? That's it. And
Yeah.
the COVID-19 from what? The virus. From the connective negative energy. Why I see that?
Mm.
Because everything is energy. Yeah, even the physical scientists try to check where the virus come from, but at the end it's energy. Actually, I'm going to present in on at the global conference about the infectious disease, yeah, biology. I was talking about the connection between the unconscious mind and infectious diseases. Where this come from? It's all energy. And we, everyone on earth, if we understand multi-dimensional perception of human beings, ability, we are able to send the love to each other, and we can easily get rid of COVID-19 fear.
Yeah,
That's
there's a lot of a lot of it is driven by or fueled by fear.
yeah. But the reason fueled by fear, because most of us are living as a puppet of own head, unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is largely inaccessible. Sigmund Freud already said that. Why largely inaccessible? Because it's unused by us but hacked by universe ecosystem. Because what? Because of hypnotic reason. People like the feel good. They like to use mind rewinding. Okay, it's too hard. I don't think. Now you can see the world's top leaders. They have a problem to really keep themselves being motivated. They have to constantly use meditation. Yeah,
Mm.
meditation, jump into cold water, use whatever way to get themselves stay focused for positive. While if we are able to
Mm.
access the multidimensional perception of mind, is easy because that's part of our nature. We don't need to force us to meditate deep level steer emotion. No?
Yeah. One thing I've noticed, because we've basically shifted our lives online,
Yes.
um, just talking to people that I know, a lot of people are talking about developing what we call Zoom fatigue. People feel burnt out, they feel tired. People say that when they're on. I don't have this myself. It doesn't affect me, but people complain that being on video conferencing is exhausting and they are absolutely um, tired. Do you have any suggestions for people, what they can do to cope with this, to get over this Zoom fatigue?
For example, if in the physical conference, if you don't like it, you don't go it, right? If you go it because you won't go it, and you will definitely want to get the most out of it. And for online conference, it's the same. If you don't like it, don't go in there. Don't waste your time to participate, to join. But if you choose to join, you ask yourself, what's the reason? What's the benefit? What's the takeaway? Yeah. So in order to really maximize your experience, you need positively to engage with it. That's one angle. The other angle, detach from the worries. People always worry in front of the camera, or if I look good or bad, how people judge me. People judge anyhow.
That's true.
I share with you, I think 2 years ago, and in a period, I recognized, okay, I want to make a fun of myself in front of the camera. I want people to see me stupid. Really, I did that. Because people judge you anyhow. Why not let people judge I'm stupid? I don't care. When you are able to get rid of these people think you are stupid, then okay, I'm stupid, so what? I'm happy that you think I'm stupid that make you happy. I'm happy for you because I contribute to global peace. So we need to change the angle. And in old time, we always try to look the best, what happens now, before you can see all the Hollywood star, all these big names, their makeup, they all shows the best version of themselves. And now I can see the mind shifting. You know what they do? I can see they maybe have no makeup, but they're dressed very casual, in front of the camera. Yeah. And
Yeah, we've seen.
I do different. Actually, now I practice. I always, before on the show and on my camera, I always do the makeup. And this is to me is a still professional. I can see people struggle. I can see people they want to show good, but they don't know how to shifting between they talking about the business or with friends. If you are camera with the friends, no makeup is fine. But if you are talking business, people still expect you to be professional. Yes.
Correct.
Yeah? But if
I always tell people, if you wouldn't rock up in the boardroom not dressed in a professional manner. So if you're appearing on a Zoom call and it's a boardroom meeting, then dress the way you would dress showing up to a real boardroom. It's not any different.
That's right. If you are going to the beach, okay, you if it's casual, you don't talk about business or give tips, it's fine. Yeah. But if you are at the beach, but you still want to share business tips, I think people still expect you, your dress or makeup, maybe a little bit, yeah, makeup, all these things, yeah. Of course, we don't need to make up when we are at beach. We just talk about something fun, yeah. But that's my personal opinion that make me feel comfortable. That's how that's also if we are able to shift identify in which situation how we present ourselves, we will have no worry. Yeah. If you have a worry, maybe you haven't set up your outfit, yeah, how you look. You need to design your outfit, your look based on the presentation. For example, if I join a community conference, yeah, on charity, if I see other people all like very casual, yeah, then I will be casual. But if I see they're not that casual, then I also change that too. Even in the physical conference, you know what I do? I normally have a suitcase with me, even local. I have a suitcase with me. I dress one. but I have two outfits in my suitcase. I walk in, I see how other people dress. If I think, okay, I need to change, I change one. Then if I saw, oh, I need to change again, I have another backup. I always like this, even at the local physical conference. So online have no difference. Once we get this settled down, we have no worries. And most importantly, one thing people worry, especially there's so many professional speakers who are also speakers at the physical conference, they worry what? They worry on my bully, because on social media and the people you don't know who saw your video, you don't even promote your video, then people suddenly saw it. you know I have a lady
Abs-
saw my video, I never invite her, I never know her. She saw video talking about the aging and death. She put the comments fuck. I was wondering how come she talked like that. I never promote to her, never invite her. Then I click her profile. I saw, oh, she's aged because she has a fear of death. So when I'm talking that, then connect with her fear. Even I teach
yeah,
how to get rid of that. So that's her emotion. What I do, I just block her. That's it. So we need to get used to be in global village and being judged by other people, and maybe we judge others. But what I teach people is no subjective judgment except how every human being are. That's how you can live a better life. Because what? Because everyone on earth come on earth for their own purpose. You come here on your purpose. And then, for example, if you travel to New York, travel to London, yeah, you are tourists. Others is a tourist, and locals, they are tourists, just stay there for decades, for lifetime. Yeah, and then you just do your thing and be respectful to everyone. So why do you worry? You worry because you worry how people judge you,
yeah.
and then
We
you
worry
judge,
too much. We worry way too much.
and then you judge. Why you worry people judge you? Because you judge yourself. Because the
Yeah.
mindset is connected. So detach. You send love to everyone, regardless how much they judge you, how much they hate you, how much they bully you. Is their problem, not your problem.
Absolutely. I want to just give a shout out to everyone who's joined us live today. I want to say hello to Alfredo on Amazon Live, and I want to give a shout out to Hamad. Um, he is in India. He's watching us on YouTube, and also a shout out to Anna who's watching us on LinkedIn Live. So just a great warm big welcome to all of you from me in Cape Town and Angela in Australia. Angela, I don't know how to. I mean, it's amazing. It was 4 a.m. for you in the morning, and it's just an absolute privilege to have had you as a guest joining us that early in the morning. So a huge, 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 big thank you. This
I
is such an important conversation to have because people are struggling and they don't know how to um, to deal with the challenges that COVID has thrown our way. You know, um, I just want to see what Anna says here. She says at some point the excess concern over other opinions falls away, and that's why they call it the dangerous age. Spot on, Anna.
Yeah, and the point is, the reason we use the word challenge because we think that is a problem. But in my dictionary, there never be a challenge. It's always dynamic energy change, and we just needed to deal with every new dynamic situation. Come, you know what to do. Come and deal with. Come, deal with. Come, deal with. That's it. That's not challenge. We just need to adopt our mindset to deal with the uncertainty, discomfort, without just think, okay, I hope the whole world just be the same the rest of the life. If
Mm.
really like that, we may say, oh my God, life is too boring. Yeah. The starting fish, all these fish, when they're transported, they easily die. But if you put a starting fish, then they're alive because they recognize how important to survive, to escape from the starting fish. Yeah. I practice these since childhood.
Yeah.
Get rid of
And
this. Get Feel comfortable with discomfort. Feel comfortable with changes. Feel comfortable with dynamic changes. And accept the universe is a dynamic energy, can change anytime, and we are not the one to control the system, but we are the one control our whole body system, mind matrix. If we are powerful to dominate our own mind system and make it solid, stable with multidimensional perception, this ability of multidimensional perception, we can foresee the things, we can deal with anything. That's it.
Absolutely. Angela, we're going to take a very, very quick second break. And when we come back, can you just share your final thoughts with us on how we can unlock our full potential? 'Any final thoughts from you, Angela?
Yeah, the full potential, as I mentioned, is all from the unconscious mind, the 80%. And so many successful entrepreneurs and celebrities, like including Stephen Jobs, Kate Spiner, and so many Hollywood star, they lose the control and leading to the tragic ending, all because they are not able to taking over the control of the unconscious mind. Working on the subconscious mind, working on use NLP, hypnosis, mind rewinding, meditation is not good enough. We can see from COVID-19, we have to tap into multidimensional perception of our mind power. And this is why I have the Hacking the Hacker program and ready for anyone who wants to not just survive, but to thrive the rest of their life and have the warrior spirit. We have to have the warrior spirit that can dominate ourselves and really dominate our whole body, while have the ability to transmute any negative energy into the love, into the power. Yeah, if anyone have interest to know more, and they can go to path2liberty.com and you will see the free training video there. And then if you like me to help you to get instant relief, and then you are welcome to booking my appointment. And because my time is limited, I have so many different projects and busy, so the spots is limited. So you do need to grab the opportunity quick. And also, I normally need qualified people. If I don't see they have a warrior spirit, I said no to them. Yeah, that's not a usual like other business, because I need you to have a warrior spirit, that you are committed, that I can take you to the next level.
Angela,
Also,
thank you. Yeah, sorry.
And also, if you are from charity organization, and you can also find the charity offer, I help all charity organization free.
Wonderful. Thank you so, so much. I want to give a huge shout out to our audience who's joined us today on Amazon, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube. It's been amazing having you here. Thank you very much. Take care of yourselves. Stay well. Be safe. Until next time, it's goodbye from me in Cape Town, South Africa.
Love everyone. I love you all.
Almost 3 billion people and counting are consuming video content on their devices. BeLive Media helps brands position their products and services to people at a time and manner that's convenient to them. If you would like to reach your customers and clients and stay ahead of your competitors, then connect with us.